Hello everybody, my name's Sammy and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be working with dumbbells for our strength training. Now if you don't have any dumbbells with you, that's okay. Just something that you're able to hold in your hands that has a little bit of weight. Or if you want to, you can just go through the movement patterns because it can feel really nice just to move your body, okay? Now, we're going to be doing about 6 exercises and we'll be supersetting them. So they'll be piggybacked one against the other, okay? Now, with these, with the first set of exercises, we'll do 3 sets of 10 repetitions and we'll do 2 exercises. I'll ask you if you want to take a little break, and if not, you can join me and just keep going. I will be having a break after the first 3 sets of the first 2 exercises. It'll all make sense when we get started. As always, listen to your body and how it's feeling today. If the sun's shining, make hay. In other words, if you're feeling strong, put the work in. If you're feeling a little bit tired and you need to kind of pull back, be kind to yourselves. That's okay. Work at an intensity that feels good for you. Have some water handy. I've got mine down there ready to go. Okay. Now with my weight training today, I've actually got 2 sets of different weights. Okay. Because with the exercises that we're going to be doing, I'm going to go for a lighter set for one particular exercise and a heavier weight for the second set. But if you've just got one set of exercise, set of weights, that's totally okay. All right. Yeah, do what you can. Take breaks when you need them. So we're going to start with a little bit of a warm up. We'll make it nice and quick. If you've already been moving around and you're feeling warm enough already, you can just fast forward past this and just get straight into it. So from here, I'll start with my head and just gently nodding, getting some movements of the neck. We go slow with these ones, and then we're just going to turn the head side to side. And then we can do a little bit of a body scan while we're moving our bodies. Let's move on to the shoulders, taking some circles here. And just notice if we're feeling any tightness, pain, or tension in any of those muscles or joints. Let's move on to the elbows. Give the wrists a little circle, changing direction. Very quick. Nice. So from here, we'll do some movements of the spine. So just some rotations, coming back to face the front, some side bends, one more each side. Good. And some flexing and extending of the spine. Beautiful. And then let's move on to the lower back. We'll do some circling and change direction. Nice. So from here, I'm going to rest the ball of my foot on the ground and I'll just move the knee in and out as we warm up the hip. And we can change to the other side. And if you have any other mobility that you like doing, please feel free to do that. Here, let's get some heel taps. So just warming up the ankles and the shins, and a few heel lifts to warm up our calf muscles, our feet in general. Nice. So short, to the point, and we're going to begin. Now, with the first 2 exercises, I'm actually going to start with a core exercise, and I'm going to kind of use it as a bit of mobility as well for the next lot of exercises. Quite often, we think of doing core exercises at the end of our program, but sometimes I find that when we do that, we tend to be a little bit tired to really put nice technique into it. We kind of get a little bit saggy in the spine, and yeah, so we're gonna do them now so we feel nice and fresh. Okay, I'm actually going to do mountain climbers, nice slow steady ones, and I'm going to do them elevated. Okay, just save me getting on the floor, but if you want to hop down onto the ground, that's totally okay. I'm going to superset that with my bicep curl to shoulder press. And I'll explain a little bit more about the weight when we get to that exercise. Now, with every set of these mountain climbers, I'm going to bring my knee to my chest in a different way. And it's just allowing me to get some movement of the hips and the spine. And you'll see what I mean when we get into it. All right, so I'm using a chair. I want to make sure it's nice and steady, right? So if you're going to do this option, make sure that whatever you're holding on to, it's not going to fall out from underneath you. So probably not on wheels. So I've got my chair here. And then I'm having my wrist in a nice neutral position. So I'll pop my hands down the side, kind of move my dumbbells a bit. Nice neutral wrist grip, and I'm bringing my shoulders over the line of my wrists. I'm tucking my bottom in a little bit too, so we're watching we're not sagging the belly, okay? So for my first lot of mountain climbers, I'm doing 10 each side, and I'm just gonna bring the knee directly towards my tummy. Now, when we do these, we just gotta be mindful that we don't start walking towards our anchor point, towards our wrists. So bring the foot back to the start position. Cool, awesome. So we've got 5 more to go. And my eyes are looking forward and down. So I've got this really nice neutral position from the crown of my head to my tailbone. Let's do 2 more each side. And 1 more to finish. Nice, lovely. So we've got our first lot of mountain climbers out of the way. Now the next exercise that we're doing a bicep curl to shoulder press. Now, if I was to split these 2 exercises up, these 2 movements, curl to press, I would use entirely 2 different weights because the muscles in my arms when I do a curl are stronger than the muscles in my shoulders when I press overhead. So when I select a weight for this kind of double movement, I kind of have to compromise my bicep weight to allow for the press, okay? So yeah, so if you notice that if you do have a range of weights at home, that if you try and go for what you usually use for your curls and then add a press on top, that you might find that you're going to struggle. When we do press overhead, we want to be mindful that we're not overly arching the spine. So a little bit of a tilt is okay, but we don't want to dump in the back. So we want a nice long spine, chest open and press. When we do our bicep curl, let's see if we can try and avoid swinging the weight up, that we're kind of heaving it up. Okay, so we want kind of a nice clean movement. So it'll look like this without weights: a curl, press, back, down, curl, press, back, down. So nice and controlled. All right, so let's get to it. So I'll kind of angle myself here so you can see what I'm doing. So I've got a long spine, chest is out, eyes are looking straight ahead. I'm gonna curl, press, back, down. I'm gonna do this 10 times. So no heaving, no dumping in the lower back by overly arching the spine. And I'm in control. Good, let's go 5 more. My feet are well grounded into the floor, pressing hard. These definitely feel like work. 2 more. Last one. And down. So I'm going to pop them on my chair. I am going to cross them over each other just to stop them from rolling away. Now, we've done the first 2 exercises. We've piggybacked them. If you need to take a little break, maybe about 1 or 2 minutes, hit the pause button and then jump in when you're ready to do the next set. I'm going to keep going and have a big break when I've finished all 3 sets. So the next one I'm going to do is, I'm going to bring my shoulders over my wrist, tuck my bottom down. I'm actually going to cross the opposite knee towards the opposite armpit. So I'm just adding a little bit of a spinal rotation, not much at all. Keeping those feet coming back to their start position and my shoulders over my wrists. So still nice and smooth and slow, not rushing these. Okay, we've got 3 pairs to go. 1, 2, and 3. Great job. So we're up to our next lot of bicep curls to presses. All right, here we go. So we're gonna curl, push, back, down. Big press, curl, push, back, down. Ooh, definitely feeling these. Okay, we're halfway there. Whew. Okay, 3 more. 2 to go. Last one. Nice. Okay, so that's 2 sets out of the way. Again, if you want to take a break now, hit the pause and jump in when you're ready to go for the last set. I definitely felt it in those last few reps. When we do come to do our last set, if you're finding that you're really struggling to press the weight over the head, but you're able to curl, you can just do the curl part at the bottom, okay? Or maybe cut reps back off the end. Because adding the 2 movements, it's hard work. So just listen to your body, make those adjustments on just how you're feeling at the time, okay? So we've got 1 more set of mountain climbers. Now this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to swing my knee out the side. So kind of like as I bring it in towards my body, I'm going to bring the knee out to the side to just open up my hips a little bit here. And this will help with the next lot of exercises that we're doing to just get some mobility through my hip joints. So setting myself up, taking my feet out the back, shoulders over my wrists, nice straight wrist, and I'm gonna pick up my knee and take it out. So I kind of like kicking it out to the side. Nice steady breaths. They're very controlled, these movements. We're not rushing. Let's do 4 more each side. 1 and 2 and 3 and last one. Oh, nice work. Good job. So obviously while we're in that prone position, meaning face down, our muscles in our chest and the back of our upper arms and our shoulders are also getting work isometrically, meaning no movement. They're getting activated. And yeah, so we've got a lot of things going on there. Core, upper body, legs, everything. So we're going to do 1 more set of the curls to press. This one might take me a little bit longer because I am starting to feel tired, and that's okay. You'll notice that as you get kind of further into your reps, that things kind of slow down a little bit. So if you can push on, fine. But again, if you need to make adjustments, that's okay as well. So picking up my weights, standing nice and steady, eyes forward. Let's get to work. We got this. Big press. That's it. Pushing with intent. We can finish this off. All right, we're halfway there. We're nearly there. 4 more. Love me a countdown. 3 to go. 2 more. Stay strong. Last one. Oh, all right. Okie dokie. So that's our first 2 exercises. We've supersetted them. We've got the reps done. I think it's time for a little mini break. I'm going to hit the pause button, have a bit of a drink, and then I'll join you guys in just a little moment. Okie dokie, we're back. So for the next 2 exercises that we're going to be doing, we're using our back muscles first, and then we're going to be using our legs. When I'm designing programs for myself or the general population, I just look at 4 elements. I try and keep it nice and basic. Something for the front of the body, something for the back of the body, something for the legs and glutes, and something for the core, okay? You don't need to complicate your training, and this is exactly what these videos are about. It's about simplifying your training and getting the most out of your time. So the first lot of things that we're going to be doing is bent over dumbbell rows, okay? So the weights that I use for this are heavier than what we used for the previous exercise. And that's just because we have bigger muscles in our backs, okay? So more muscles, a little bit bigger than the shoulders and the biceps from our curl to presses. So I've gone a little bit heavier. We're supersetting that with a alternating lunge, okay? We're gonna do it on the spot rather than moving forward. I'm gonna pop my weights down for that. And that's just because I wanna focus on good technique for my lunges. Generally, when I go into my training sessions, or if I'm talking to my athletes, I kind of like them to go in with like a little mini goal or an intention. So my intention for this one for myself is to just focus on smooth movements as I'm going into my lunge. Okay, I'll explain that a little bit later when we go on to it. So for now, I'm gonna pick up my dumbbells and get ready to get a strong back. So from here, we're gonna pop our feet roughly underneath our hip, okay? Take a bend in the knee and pike at the hips. Our back is long and strong and my eyes are forward and down. So I'm going to bring the hands or the inside of the wrist roughly towards the top of my hip, somewhere in that position. Okay, so I'm pulling back, keeping my body still and letting the muscles of my back do the work. Just smooth, steady pulls. So we've got 4 more, and 3, and 2, and 1. Nice, push through the floor, stand up, and I'm gonna pop these down. Okie dokie, so I'm gonna move on to my alternating lunges. So my intention or my goal is for this is to, as I come down into the lunge, I'm gonna see how my knee tracks to in line with my toes. That's it, nice and simple. I just wanna make sure that my knee is in the same direction of my toes. So to come into our alternating lunges, we just stand with our feet under our hips as a start point, eyes looking forward and down. We take a step forward, lift up the back heel, do our little lunge, and then step back, and then do the other leg. Nice, so we're doing 10 of these on each leg. Now you don't have to come down into the lunge until you're ready to do so. So if you've kind of landed a bit awkwardly, just change your foot position. Now with these alternating lunges, you can go as deep as you like, okay? You might find the more you do of these and your muscles and joints warm up, you might find that you can get a little bit deeper with these. But if the first few kind of feel a bit stiff, that's okay, give yourself time to warm up. I'm already starting to feel a bit more limber here. I kind of lost count here, so let's say 2 more each side after this. It's kind of the exercise that you don't want to lose count in too. So if you've had enough, you can stop earlier, but we're looking at 10 each side. So the back heel is up, the whole front foot is driving through the floor. And that's it, we've got 10 lunges on each side. So let's grab out and, so we've done the first 2 exercises. Again, like the last 2, if you need a little break, hit the pause, jump in when you're ready. I'm gonna kick on, keep going. All right, so bring the feet under the hips, soften the knees, drive the hips back, eyes forward and down, and let's pull those elbows behind us. 3 and 4, keep the body still. 5 and 6 and 7. 3 more. And 10. Standing all the way up. Gonna pop that down. Alrighty, now we've got the lunges. Let's see if I can get a bit deeper this time. Yeah, getting there. Driving through the whole of the front foot. 1. Now, some people say, make sure that your knee doesn't go over your toe. And this can be a very contentious issue. To me, I don't think it hurts. we just want to make sure that the whole front foot is completely on the floor from heel to toes. And if your knee is going over your toes, I don't think that's too bad. I think it kind of introduces a good range of motion, getting full movement. Now, obviously, if you have knee pain or knee injury, you need to make the adjustments for that. So if you find that having your knee over your toes causes discomfort, then don't do that. So yeah, because exercise isn't one size fits all. Let's do one more each side. Everybody does the same exercise, just a little bit different. Good job. I think that was 10. All right, again, have a little break if you need it. I'm going to keep going and yeah, have my break when I'm all done. All right. All right, let's take one big belly breath here. Okay, get into position, bottoms up, eyes forward and down, and let's get strong backs. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the wrists are coming towards the hip joint, not up the armpit. And one more. Good. Pop my weights down. And then we've got our last set of lunges. So getting into your start position, nice open chest, and let's lunge away. So the body's not completely upright when you're doing a lunge. It's kind of it's on a bit of an angle really. And that's just to, otherwise if it's completely upright, it can be a bit tricky doing this. You kind of feel like you're a bit stuck in the lower back. 4. Keep going, nearly there. 5. Driving through that front foot, back heel up. Halfway there. 6. Do take your time. And 7, hear me huffing and puffing. 3 reps on each side. 8. That's it, do as many as you can. 2 more. 9. Oh, my legs are feeling it now. This is very good for your legs and bottom. 10. 10. Oh, well, we're done. Second lot of exercises, all finished. So I'm going to hit the pause, grab myself a bit of a drink, and then I'll meet you for the final 2 exercises. See you soon. Okay, well, we're back and ready to do our last 2 exercises. Now, the last 2 exercises, I really like the idea of bringing different movements into the spine when I'm training, okay? It doesn't happen all the time, but if I have an opportunity to add some rotation or some sideways bends, I do that, okay? Quite often we live in a very sagittal kind of lifestyle where we're folding forward motion all the time, and we very rarely do some rotating or some bending sideways or even some extending through the hips. So with these 2 exercises, it's up to you whether you want to use a weight or not. I'm going to be using 1 weight for one of them and 2 for the other. That's why I've kind of left them on my chair. And you can also do these seated. If you're kind of getting a bit tired and you kind of want to just have a sit, that's okay. You can definitely do these 2 exercises seated. So the first one that I'm going to be doing is a dumbbell twist. So what my focus is going to be is keeping the feet roughly in line with the hips. It can be a little wider or whatever works for you. And then from here, we want to keep the hips and knees and toes forward and rotate through the middle to upper part of our back. Okay, so I'll make sure I've got enough room here. And then I'm just going to rest my elbows at the side. And from here, I'm just rotating. So I'm going to let my eyes guide the way, and I'm not rushing with this rotation. Now, having the weight held out in front of me, I can definitely feel that my core is working a little bit harder to keep me upright. So we're not rushing these. Just getting some nice movement through the upper middle back. I mean, the hips are moving a little bit. They're not perfectly straight. But, you know, let's see if we can keep them from like totally twisting around. We just want to keep the, keep it pointed forward. Good, let's do 2 more each side. And you can definitely, like I said, don't have to do this with weights. If you just want to go through the movement, that's okay. So with the other one, I'm sweating, my glasses are falling down my nose. Okay, I'm going to do a side bend here. So again, just nice, relaxed, comfortable position for the feet, standing comfortably upright, and I'm just bending from side to side. Nothing fancy. Just feeling a sense of lengthening on one side than the other. You can even add a little pause when you get to the bottom end. Probably not the most exciting exercise to do, but that's all right. We're just going to be mindful that as we tip from side to side, that we don't start kind of leaning forward as well. We want to keep the body, the hips under the shoulders when we stand upright. And just a little bit of a bend from side to side. Nice. Alrighty, so those are 2 exercises. Again, have that little mini break. If you want to hit the pause button, that's okay. I'm going to keep going. All right, here we go. Side to side. Keep those hips, knees, and toes forward, just to relax knee. We're not locking out that kneecap. Smooth and steady. So if we let the eyes lead the way, the body will follow. Sort of like when you're riding a bike and they say, look where you're going. Okay, let's do 4 more on each side. And 3. And 2. And 1 more each side. Great job, awesome. So I'm picking up my other weight. Again, standing comfortably, let the shoulders roll down away from the ears, and just a gentle side bend. Now, if you find that your back doesn't like this, you can skip this one. Sometimes if you have back issues, doing lateral movements like this can feel a bit uncomfortable. Or you might want to just go through the movement, but just stop where you feel pain, yeah? It is good to put the back or the spine through different ranges of movement. So just do your best. Listen to your body. Okay, let's do 3 more each side. Just gently tipping from one side to the other. And 2. Last 1 on each side. Good job, awesome. So I forgot to mention, as we're tipping from side to side, we're just going to be mindful that we're not kind of swaying the hips. So as we tip, we want to keep the hips nice and quiet. Lovely. Alrighty, so we have 1 more set of each. We're nearly there, nearly at the finish line, and then we get to have a little mini stretch. So from here, relax knees, elbows relaxed down by our side, keep the hips, knees and toes forward. And let your gaze lead the way. That's it, nice smooth rotations of the spine. I find the more I do of these, I get a little bit more increased movement, which is really normal. Okay, let's do 5 more each side. And 2 more each side. Oh, this dumbbell's starting to really feel the weight of it now. Oh, didn't seem so heavy when I started. Nice, good. So yeah, so when we're holding that, we just want to keep those elbows relaxed by our side so we're not putting undue stress through the neck and shoulders. Alrighty, here we go, side bends. Right, relax knees, chest out, and just gently tipping from side to side. Keep those hips nice and quiet. I mean, they're going to move a little bit, but that's okay. We just don't want to really push the hip joint out to the side with these ones. We want to isolate the movement to the obliques or the muscles down the side of our trunk. Okay, let's do 5 more each side. That's it, take your time. Three more each side. And 2 more. And last one. Great job, lovely. Brilliant. Okay, so we're all finished our training for today. We're going to finish off with a little bit of a stretch. I'm even take my glasses off for this because they're fogging up. And then, yeah, we're all done. So it's up to you whether you want to stretch. I definitely encourage it. It's just nice to get the heart and lungs back to like a normal rhythm and just, yeah, get some just a nice feel-good feeling to finish off the training that we've just done. So we're going to drop the chin towards the throat and then roll the head forward. Let your shoulders be heavy and relaxed. Let your arms dangle. And then when you're ready, we can lift the chin up, opening up through the throat. Think about pulling the nose to the ceiling. This is the best part. We've earned our stretch time. Head forward and we drop the ear to the shoulder. Think about drawing the opposite hand down. You might even want to kind of shake the head just to find that sweet spot. It does get a bit tender down the side of the neck here, so just don't go too crazy here, just a gentle stretch. And then we're going to lift up and take it over to the other side when you're ready. Quite often we hold a fair bit of tension through the neck and shoulders when we're feeling a little bit physically or mentally stressed. So stretching like this might feel nice. Bring the head up. Good job. So let's open up our backs that we've been training, give them a nice little bit of lengthening. So we can just sweep the hands forward, palms together or apart, it's up to you. And we're going to hollow out the front of our bodies or take a bit of a bend in the knee, scooch our hips under, tuck our chin, pressing the whole of our spine behind us as far as we can. Just focus on our breath. Alrighty, release the hands. And of course you can hold these stretches for a bit longer. That's totally okay. So we'll sweep the arms back, opening up the front of our bodies. A little tiny lift of the chin here. Spread those fingers. Give the palms a stretch. Nice. Coming back to comfortably upright. Let's add a side bend. Opening up through the hip and rib cage. You can push that hip out a little bit for this one if you want to. And then we'll sweep over to the other side when you're ready. Great job. All right, bring that arm down. We're going to go for a bit of a hip stretch here. So we're going to bring one foot out in front. Take as wide a stance as you need. Bend into the front knee. We'll just gently tilt the tailbone down, nothing too drastic here. And then from here, I'm going to come into a cactus arm. So I'm going to draw the elbows behind me as I tilt my tailbone under. So opening up through my hip and my chest. A bit more of a stretch there. Alrighty, relax your arms. We'll shift the weight to the back foot. So pull up the big toe, maybe tuck the chin. You can have a straight back or a rounded back, whatever feels comfortable for your spine. Get a bit of lengthening for the back of the legs. Maybe even feel it through the bottom of your feet. Nice, lift the gaze and curl the spine, and let's do the same on the other side. So long, wide stride, a bit of a turn here. So take a bend, take my feet out a bit wider here, take a tuck, And let's come into our cactus. So we're not dumping in the back. We've got a little tuck of the tailbone. Opening up through the hip and the chest again, the front of the shoulders. Focusing on getting that breath back. Getting the heart into a nice steady beat. And then from here, we're going to shift the weight to the back foot, pull up the big toe, get a little bit of stretch going on for the back of our leg. Nice, come on up. Lovely. All right, so we're all finished. Thanks everyone for joining me. It's been so much fun to share the beauty of movement with you. If you've enjoyed what you've done today, I would love it if you subscribed. Hit the like, share, let your friends, family know. Add a comment or two if you want to. Totally okay with me. Otherwise, have a beautiful day or evening whenever you're doing this exercise class, and I'll see you next time. Bye.